I'm Ben Meiselas from the MeidasTouch network. Of course, you know the expression, everything Donald Trump touches dies, and that cannot be more true with respect to the Michigan Republican Party. The Michigan Republican Party was already in shambles before this past weekend. They were $2 million in debt. They could not afford to pay any staffers. They have no paid staffers anymore because they're so financially incompetent, and they spent all of their money on trips to Mar-a-Lago and other ridiculous ventures where they were trying to praise their cult leader, Donald Trump. Where over this past weekend, the Michigan Republican Party just elected their new chair, somebody by the name of Kristina Karamo. And Kristina Karamo believes the following, that Democrats are selling off the body parts of babies and engaging in ritual child sacrifice. And she said that demonic possession is not only real, but can be transferred from one person to another via sexual intercourse. And that's not the strangest things that she said. She's a conspiracy theorist. She's so far down the QAnon Trump cult rabbit hole that it's barely even fathomable that this person is not a character of some fictional QAnon soap opera. No, this is a real individual. She's an election denier, self-proclaimed election denier. That's one of her main platforms. You may recognize the name of Kristina Karamo. She ran for Secretary of State, and Trump endorsed her there in Michigan, and she got absolutely destroyed by Jocelyn Benson in the midterm election cycle, and so she lost there. But then she ran for the chair of the Republican Party, and she prevailed. So, of course, Donald Trump has the nicest words for her, and he praises her for being an election denier. He uses the term election denier. I want just to make that point very clear. I'm going to read for you the statement that Donald Trump made about her. I want you to watch this whole video, though, because I'm going to show you some video clips of who Kristina Karamo is, the leader of the Republican Party of Michigan, the 10th largest state in the United States of America. This is who's leading the Republican Party. Everything Trump touches dies. This is what Donald Trump writes on his social media platform. He goes, "Congratulations to Kristina Karamo, a powerful and fearless election denier, in winning the chair of the GOP in Michigan. If Republicans and others would speak the truth about the rigged presidential election of 2020, like Fox News should but doesn't, they would be far better off." The New York Times stated that, quote, "This cements the party's takeover by Trump loyalists. I don't call them loyalists. I call them great American patriots!" Exclamation point. We don't call them American patriots here on the MeidasTouch network because they are the exact opposite. You and Karamo and your whole MAGA Republican ilk are fascist. You are traitors. You hate the United States of America. You hate our democracy. You hate our great Constitution. You hate everything our country stands for, and we know what you're after. You want to destroy and take away this great country that our founding fathers created here in America so you could turn it into a fascist dystopia that looks like Vladimir Putin, Kim Jong-un, and the other despots that you admire. And it's a weird strand of fascism. Here, this is Kristina Karamo, folks, the new chair of the Michigan Republican Party, the leader of the Michigan Republicans. Play this clip.
So I was taking my walk this morning, and look what I run across. A vulture eating a possum. As soon as I saw that, you know what I thought about? Us, the American people, as the possum, and the vulture is the globalist political left. And the sad part about it is most people don't realize it because they distract you with a bunch of little stupid stuff like, look at that misogyny, look at that homophobia, look at that racism, the poor people, we're going to help you. Also, people are like, oh, they're for the little guys and I'm little, so they're going to help me. It's a distraction. It is a ruse. They're trying to set up a globalist system with one economic, one religious, and one political system for us all to adhere to, and America is in the way. That is why they hate Donald Trump so much. He's getting in the way of their agenda. And they use these foolish little celebrities to sell it to you guys that, don't you care about people to stop guns? What is the Second Amendment for? You really trust governments that much to not kill us? Quit being naive. Stalin, Mao, Hitler, okay, Fidel Castro, Che Guevara. Governments have done atrocious things to their people. Are you that naive to think it can never happen here?
And as I mentioned, Karamo, she's accused Democrats of selling off the body parts of babies and engaging in ritual sacrifice. And she's also said that demonic possession is not only real, but can be transferred from one person to another via sexual intercourse. Here, this is the audio of her saying that. Here, play this clip.
If a person has demonic possession, I know it's going to sound really crazy me saying that for some people. They're like, what? But having intimate relationships with people who are demonically possessed or oppressed, I strongly believe that a person opens themselves up to possession. Demonic possession is real. How people become possessed, I don't know all the details of it, but I would surmise that the sexual licentiousness in our culture is a lot of spiritual things that are going wrong.
And here is newly elected Michigan GOP chair Christina Caramo saying that she believes the media is conspiring against white people. Play this clip.
They need to push a narrative of hating white people. White men are all evil. And so anytime they have a particular policy they want to push, they say, oh, look, it's being look at this. These old white men are saying this. So therefore you shouldn't support it. That is a tired line. It's so stupid. It's insulting to our intelligence, but they use it because you keep falling for it. So anytime people want to invoke irrelevant factors or exclude other voices in order to shape and form your opinion, you should be suspicious of what they're trying to push. I mean,
and here she is saying that the political left is completely anti-Christ. Play this clip.
The political left is completely anti-Christ. They are totally against Orthodox Christianity in terms of the sexual morality, also in terms of the exclusivity of Christ, and many other things. They do not like it because it offends them and it hurts their feelings. Folks, we are not trying to fight against these people. We are fighting against the spiritual realm that is controlling and manipulating these people.
And just so you know what the outgoing chair of the GOP said, who's left this in shambles, who's passed the baton to this conspiracy theorist nutcase who's running the Republican Party in Michigan, modeled after Donald Trump. Weird, bizarre, fascist conspiracy. I mean, this is some disgusting stuff. And this is what the outgoing chair said. She goes, people love to talk about President Trump in a lost mode, but he's a king. He is our king. That is what Maddock, who's the outgoing co-chair, said. I mean, this is despicable stuff, folks. And you have Donald Trump in his statement using the term election denier, praising Caramo as an election denier. You see all the things Caramo says. By the way, in a MAGA Republican administration, okay, that's the type of person who would be making decisions over life and death for our families. That's the person who would be making decisions about your health care, about your jobs, about our military. You know, this is no laughing matter. You know, the MAGA Republicans put people like this in power. This is who they are, to destroy our great country. And that's why the exhausted majority, all of us, need to stand up. We can't be silent in the face of this despicable, radical, MAGA Republican chaos. And I know large media networks are not covering it. They need to be covering this. But this is who the MAGA Republican Party is. This isn't normal, folks. Share this video. Share it with friends, coworkers, colleagues. People go, oh, I'm not really political. You need to be right now. You need to be, because they're putting Christina Caramos in charge of our lives. And we can't let that happen. We won't let that happen at the MeidasTouch Network. But we need to call it out together. I'm Ben Meiselas from the MeidasTouch Network here. Hit subscribe. We're on our way to 1 million subscribers. It's the march to 1 million subscribers. We want to hit 1 million by March. Help us do that. Hit subscribe right now. Check out our other videos on the channel as well. Check out the live videos. We've got a great feed there too. Make sure you check us out at patreon.com/MeidasTouch as well. patreon.com/MeidasTouch. We've got a lot of great content on our Patreon, but most importantly, it helps grow this independent media platform, so subscribe there. I'm Ben Meiselas from the MeidasTouch Network. Again, hit subscribe now.
Love this video? Then you'll love the MeidasTouch podcast. Listen as my brothers and I break down the latest news and chat with top political leaders on the fastest growing pro-democracy podcast in the world. New episodes drop every Tuesday and Friday. Add the MeidasTouch podcast right now wherever you listen to your podcasts.